Ah! Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Automatically spot enemies who deal damage to you. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but when you watch the trailer, you don't really notice it until you start watching it frame by frame. And like at this exact frame, right here, that dude was actually spotted from some grenade he threw. To me, I think that's a little bit too strong, even with this perk that she's got to be able to see people through the walls. I mean, it seems like they got this little battery counter in the middle that ticks every second, and it might just be 8 seconds long, but still being able to see people through the walls like this, this is going to be some balancing issues because this is going to be very OP. Preferably, I would have liked to see this as something you only see on your minimap, but this doesn't just show up on your minimap. This shows up also in the real world and gives a full glow on the enemy and where they're going. And more notably, you don't even have to use your perk. You could just get hit and you'll instantly know where they are. And this lowers the skill ceiling really low. You might as well just be running around with wall hacks at this point. Preferably, they should have just made this as something that just gives you a quick flash of where it's coming from, and more importantly, just the minimap. That's all you really need. That balances it really well and provides some skill in there. But I don't know, you guys let me know, what's the best way they could have balanced this? Navin is another specialist that gets this wall hack perk, but you can kind of let this one slide a bit because he has to actually hack the opponent, which does take some time. And then on top of it, they don't get the full glow effect. They get an outline around them. Keep in mind, he has to actually kill the opponent that he hacked in order to get this wall hack ability. So it's a little bit more balanced, but again, I could see this needing some tweaks because this one takes a little bit longer than the Korean specialist. So why use this when you could use the Korean specialist? But what is pretty cool with Navin is he can hack his environment to cause it to work in his advantage. If they're going to have to balance the Korean specialist, they're also going to have to balance Navin, and they're going to have to try to find a sweet spot in between that works for this low skill ceiling wall hack ability. But what do you guys think? What's the best way they could have balanced this? And then we've got this lock-on grenade, which you can just chuck in the air and it automatically locks onto the helicopter and takes it out. Now, I will say this helicopter was already in the red for low health, so I could see it taking it out. But the thing I'm trying to get at is lock-on grenade. How did they balance this? Is it like I could just chuck it in the air and it instantly just goes to a helicopter? Or are helicopters supposed to be high in the air now so that these things don't work on them? And what if it's like a jet or a helicopter doing a low flyby and you chuck it? And how long does it chase that helicopter or that jet, and do flares work against it? There's so many things about this grenade that could be problematic. Imagine a team having infinite grenades by simply putting down an ammo pouch and just chucking these grenades in the air. And then watch this clip right here. So if we slow it down, the dude shooting the shield actually ends up killing himself because apparently Espinosa's shield reflects bullets onto an enemy if he puts his reticle on the enemy at a certain range. And I don't know how to feel about that because you can already not penetrate the shield and the dude's crouched, so it's not like you have a really good angle at shooting him. So what's the counter to somebody who's using the shield? Is there some kind of an explosive or a thermite we can use that damages them? Should this shield even be able to reflect bullets? And again, how do you balance this, guys? Let me know in the comments down below. What I will say is I do have a lot of faith in DICE fixing and balancing these things because from what I've seen, they're pretty good at it. Take for example this new HUD design that's coming in. That's a lot better than what we've seen in the beta and also has a feeling of Battlefield 3. But we're also going to be getting our comma rows in a much more interesting design style here, which also allows you to give commands in case you don't have a microphone. But something else I've noticed with the new things that are going to be coming to 2042 is this new way of loading into the game, which also kind of has a feeling of something I've seen in Call of Duty. But still, I like it because it helps let everybody load into the server, considering there's now crossplay and there's going to be different connection times. But I think one of my most favorited thing that's going to be coming is this plus menu system of unlocking weapons, which allows you to select the attachments on the fly and use them. And of course, we've also got this player card system that you can use to flex on other players if you are the top performing player at the end of the game, with a really cool outro that also shows your level progression. Ultimately, I do think DICE is on the right track to achieving a really great Battlefield, and there hasn't been a single Battlefield in the past that didn't come out with issues at launch. However, it's how they address these issues that matters. And from what we're seeing, this seems to be an all-out battlefield that's going to achieve some really great things. I'm only worried about the balance issues, and I want to know what you guys think, so let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this content, please do drop a thumbs up, because that really does help me out. And don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy Battlefield content and want to see more.